Hello and welcome to the Preacher Players Game of the Month for May 2018. May was a little bit of a dry month, with Killing Floor Incursion arriving at the very beginning on day 1. Then at the very end of the month we got The Perfect Sniper, which is a game about taking out specific targets. And then we also got To the Top, which is a Mario inspired platformer where you have to jump around like crazy. Picking a winning game this month was actually quite easy. And the winner is Killing Floor Incursion. Killing Floor is a fully featured game. It has both a story mode and a holdout horde mode, and both modes can be played in single player or co-op with a friend online. There are 13 stages in single player spread across 4 different areas. There are also 5 horde mode maps for you to play with that unlock as you complete the single player game. The different locales range from creepy farmhouse areas to daytime in Paris. We also have office blocks, and we have underground biolabs. One thing that a good shooter needs is great gameplay, and this game has it in spades. The weapon variety in the game ranges from pistols to pump action shotguns with actual manual reloading, which is absolutely awesome. There's also machine guns in the game, which can be held with one hand or with 2. We've got sniper rifles where you have to cock the rifle to reload after every shot. And there's obviously the ubiquitous grenades, which are always fun to have. Even though this is a first person shooter, it also has full on melee combat, which is completely physics based. The feeling of the combat in this game is absolutely awesome, and it totally makes you feel like a badass. You can also mix and match your weapons, so you can dual wield a shotgun with a fire axe, as you can see here. The enemy variety in the game is excellent. You've got zombies that are acrobatic, ones that'll jump at you, ones that crawl across the floor, zombies with chainsaws attached to their hands, and then you've got big huge zombies with like giant drills attached to their hands that in VR are actually really intimidating, because the sense of scale and immersion in the game is fantastic. What's actually interesting about this game is it's not all entirely about shooting. You actually have a torch that you carry on your chest, and you have the ability to turn it into like a UV torch, and this allows you to find clues around the world as well as solve puzzles. Some of the puzzles involve shooting these data, like corrupted bits of data, which you can only find when you've got the UV torch on them. You can also find pieces of puzzles that you have to place into them to open like portals. With that said, the meat of the game is based on its combat, and the combat is excellent. Quite often you get surrounded by multiple enemies because the difficulty is actually quite hard at times, and you just open up this ballet of death and destruction and gore with limbs and heads flying everywhere. Which also leads to some funny moments, as you can actually pick up the enemy limbs and use them against them. Reminiscent of a darkly comic version of Quit Hitting Yourself. Whilst both gross and awesome at the same time, the physics in the game are what make it just amazing to play and so immersive. Being able to break glass and pick up the axe here is just it's a small detail, but it's just excellent. This is also one of the most PC VR type of PSVR games that we have, where you're able to actually store the weapons on your back. You can have 2 items on your back, 2 guns by your hip, and you can carry 2 weapons at the same time, as well as grenades and your torch. The game also has online leaderboards for competing with your friends in the Horde's holdout mode. And the best thing that this game does is just make you feel like a complete and ultimate badass at all times. This is one of my favourite PSVR games, and I urge everyone out there to go and buy it. I would be surprised if you'd be disappointed.